Very good, very good. I'll continue. So again, aloha, e komo mai. Thank you for being here, folks, on a Saturday for our first AG orientation for the 2021-22 Assistant Governors. We're really glad to have you here today. We kind of have an action-packed agenda, so we'll get rolling now. But as we get started, let's do a few introductions because we've got some continuing team members, some brand new team members, and let's start off by recognizing Naomi, our district governor, who's here. Thanks for being here, Naomi. And of course, our incredible district trainer, Benson. And then from the, let's see, we have Marianne Berry, who's going to be our executive secretary next year. So she's going to be keeping me on track with all the details and trying to keep me in line here this next year. But you know, from there, I just thought we would just take a minute. May I ask you to introduce yourself, the club that you are with, the area that you serve, how long you've been in AG, and what you enjoy most about being an AG. Can you remember all those? Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with some of you veterans here. How about Sir Doug? Can we start with you, Sir Doug?
I don't know how that happened. Thanks, Benson, for all of that. I appreciate that.
I'm Doug's PR guy, pimp, actually. Yeah, go ahead.
Brother by another mother.
Yeah.
So Doug Adams, East Hawaii AG. Just this last year, prior to this, I was Randy Hart. Randy Hart was the AG. And he did that for 3 years. And so God bless him. I would say that the thing that's the best for me is obviously the opportunity to work with the club presidents. I just think the world of what they do, and they really care, and that comes through with the stuff that we do. So that's I would say that that's the thing that's that sticks out for me.
Thanks, Doug. And for those of you, this behind the scenes joke that we have here, if you're not aware of it, Doug has been appointed as a major, what is the official, you're the director of, tell us.
Yeah, I'm a bureaucrat.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just had an election in Hawaii County, and I was appointed as the director for research and development, the Department of Research and Development in the county. So nobody knows what that means, which makes it perfect for me.
That's right. I just heard that's on the way to being president of the United States at some point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how about let's move to Mark. Miriam.
Good morning, Mark Merriam. I'm currently the AG for the Downtown Honolulu clubs. We have 5 clubs. I've really thoroughly enjoyed working with those clubs and getting to know what they do on a closer basis. It's amazing the work that our individual clubs do, and the leadership that the presidents have, like Doug mentioned. I have a lot of respect for that. I'm going to be transitioning to a different role for Sandy's year as a district. Now I'm the district governor nominee designate, and next year I'll be the district governor nominee. So we're looking for a new AG for the downtown clubs.
Yeah, and I am pleased to share with you that someone did finally accept that position yesterday. So Dave Modstrin is going to be joining this group. So we're really excited about that. He'll be another great addition to this group. Thank you, Mark. Let's see, Scott, you're also one of our veterans, right? You've been in AG for how long now?
Just about 2 years. So, but I don't necessarily feel like a veteran. I think I'm still learning, and I always learn something new on Benson's talks and Benson's calls. So I love those. I've been with the Rotary Club of Ala Moana, and my cohorts, Mary Ann Berry, my good buddy. Been there about since 2012, and really enjoyed being in Rotary. But I think being the AG I've really enjoyed getting to know the presidents and seeing all the different projects. And as much as we all complain about Zoom, I've really kind of enjoyed Zoom, and I've gotten to know a lot of people just by seeing their faces. And I just really embrace that. But it's just been a joy to get to know people, and I feel like it's the District 5000 setup like this is like a small little mini Rotary Club in itself. So I've enjoyed getting to know all of you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks, Scott. And Kathleen.
Aloha, everybody. I am so happy to see you all. I guess my role it's only been a year. So I'm just the first time AG, looking forward to serve again. I'm with the Windward clubs. There's 3 of them, and Hawaii Kai. So I have a network of these 4 clubs. And probably my favorite part about being an AG is that these clubs naturally work together. They just like to jump in and share community service projects. So anything one is doing, the other kind of assumes that the other one will want to join. And so it's very natural to coordinate with each other. So that's really fun. The other thing is I just want to acknowledge Naomi for, I like working with the district governor closely, and sometimes I need support so that I can support others. And so that's been enjoyable too. So looking forward to another year. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathleen. And Mariko.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Mariko Higashi from the Rotary Club of Lahaina Sunset. And I have been the AG for 1 year and in charge of 4 coastal clubs on Maui and 1 kind of dormant club in Lanai. So 5 clubs altogether. And I enjoyed visiting on Zoom our clubs, and it really is so convenient to have the Zoom meeting at 7 a.m. because I would never make it, to the 7 a.m. meeting. So it was great to have the Zoom meeting at 7 to attend one of my club's meetings. And again, I think as Scott said, it's great to have sometimes in this Zoom meeting because it's so easy to meet people. And yeah, that's it.
I love it. Thanks, Mariko. Jamie. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, brand new year. I am going on my 2nd year, and it's been fun learning the district side of it. I'm with personally with the Rotary Club of East Honolulu, and I'm AG for the Oahu East clubs. I have 4. And I think the main thing I enjoyed about this year was getting to know the club president and learning a lot from them as far as their energy and what they, their hopes and dreams and what they want to do with the clubs. And then it just kind of helps to revitalize myself as well. So I get a lot from them more from them than what I give to them. But it's been a good, it's been an interesting year, but really, really great.
Great. Thanks, Jamie. I think we've covered all of the veteran AGs. So let's move on to our newcomers here. And we'll start with Arlene.
Hi.
She's newcomer to this group, but not to Rotary, that's for sure.
I'm currently the president of the Rotary Club of Kapolei, and I look forward to serving as AG for next year for the West Oahu clubs.
Great. And you've been president how many times?
This is my 2nd time. I've been in Rotary for 11 years.
11 years, great. And she's a masseuse by profession, so those of you, just in case you might be interested. And then we've got on the big island over there, we have Nestorio. Hi.
I have to unmute myself. Good morning, everyone. I'm Nestorio Domingo. I've been in Rotary since 2016, past president of Rotary Club Kona Sunrise 2018-2019. And when Sandy asked me to serve as a AG, I could not refuse. So this was, yeah. There's always there's always the first time, and so I'll have a lot of learning curve to do. But hey, we can do it.
That's right. That's
Looking
why we're here
forward.
to support each other.
Thank you. Looking
And thank you.
forward to being AG.
Oh, great. Great to have you on board. And last but certainly not least among the group is one of the newest additions. Oh, there you are, Josh. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Hawaii. Hi, my name is Joshua Laguana. I am the past president for the Rotary Club of Hickam Pearl Harbor, and I was just asked this week to serve as assistant governor, and I'm super excited because when I was president a couple of years ago, I had an incredible, supportive district governor, Doreen Higa, and I just want to live up to Sandy's expectations and follow in Doreen's footsteps. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. It's great to have you here. Okay, I got everybody, I think, right?
Yeah,
Again.
Can I just say
Go
a
ahead.
couple
Absolutely.
of words real quick? So, hi, I'm Benson, and I'm starting second year as district trainer. And I want to tell you that the most pleasurable part of the last year for me is working with this group. Because, this group is it's District 5000. This is the jam of our district, because it's always fun to work with people who are veterans, who have sort of been down the line, been in the trenches, know what they're doing, and who serve as really the important conduit for what we're trying to do as far as training in the district and filtering down that information down to the club. So those are you guys that I've been working with last year. Hanaho, man, we're doing one more time, and the guys that are coming on, I'm really excited about Josh and Nestoria. In fact, Nestoria and I were president same year, so it was kind of fun. And then Arlene as well. And so, yeah, just kind of looking forward to it.
Don't forget Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Josh.
Josh too. Yeah, Josh is our year too. Yeah. So
You guys were all the same year? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we were all the same year. So yeah. So yeah, we had a kind of a brilliant class, over there. So I mean, I don't want to brag about that. But anyway, thanks a lot, and looking forward to this year as well.
And I didn't mean to, Naomi, I didn't mean to let you have a chance to say something. So please.
Thank you. And thank you, Benson, for saying that, because, AGs are really important for the district, and know that you are the district. So when people say the district, that's you guys too. So, the AG's role is really important for the success of the club, and to mentor the presidents is, is really important. So I'm glad you guys are all here with Sandy and Benson and Marianne, and thank you for taking it up, and good luck on the year, because it starts now. It's not July 1st, it's now. So thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Naomi. And Marianne, I didn't mean to cut you off either, sorry.
Well, I really don't have anything to say. I just stay in the background and listen. Be careful what you say, guys.
Yeah. Marianne's gonna write it down. So
You're gonna write it
she's
down.
gonna put it in the minutes, so be careful. Yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone. So
Sandy, I think, my partner in crime on Maui, Kwanzaa, is not here, right?
Oh, that's right, Kwanzaa.
So, I'm very happy that he will be my partner. And is there anybody else who is not here?
I think Ted's not here.
Ted's not here. Dave Modstrin is not here.
That's all.
Yeah, I think that's everybody. Yeah. Okay. But thank you, Mariko. I appreciate you pointing that out. Thanks. Okay, so today we've got a couple of big ticket items we need to cover, okay? One is just to go over the roles of AG, and most of you are probably even more familiar with it. but then also the expectations for next year. We want to build upon the things that Naomi and Benson have worked on this year and have developed, and build on that for next year in our year. Yeah. And so we're going to be covering roles and expectations. We'll be giving you updates on what's going on with the president-elect's training. And then the second big part of this is Benson is going to be covering Rotary strategic action priorities and objectives. Yeah, Benson? Okay.
Yes, I will.
And so let's see, we want to make sure we stay with our time limit here. So let's go ahead and get started with our, let me share my screen. Benson, can I share screen?
You're set to go.
Okay. Just to go over the expectations for this year. And, you know, before we start, though there's a lot of information and resources that I have to share with you, the point I want to make really clear is that let's try to make this as interactive as possible. Those of you who've had the experience of being AGs, I'm relying on you to help mentor those who are newer, okay? And those of you who are new, I am relying on you to come in to bring in some new ideas and fresh ideas with us, okay? So don't count on me just to sit here and lecture you, and you can feel free to shut me up if I try to do that. Oops.
Okay. You want me to, have you got it?
There we go.
Okay.
Can you see my screen? You know, when I put my PowerPoint on, I can't see you anymore as a group.
Yeah.
So
well, it's okay. I got my eye on these guys. And
you got on the chat and whatnot. So
yeah, anybody acts up, I'll mail them.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, again, welcome everyone. So one of the first things I think we just wanted to go over, Benson, do you have a poll for us? We wanted to get an assessment from you folks of what you think the role of an assistant governor is. If you could just give us one line, what would that be?
Yeah. So you know what I decided to do is, if everybody could just put that down in the chat, and then when we save the chat, we'll have that down. So if everybody could just put that down in the chat. So go ahead and repeat your question, Sandy.
The role is just, what do you see as your role as assistant governor? So if you were to complete this sentence, my role is blank, just in a few words. So Benson, are you capturing responses? Gotcha.
Yes, I'm capturing them. Well, they're on the chat and everybody can see them, so no problem.
Okay, everybody except me.
Yeah, and I think we've got something from everybody, so we're good.
Okay, we're good. Move on.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things that's very, very important to me to remember, for you to remember next year, one of the most important things is, as AG, we are not here to tell people what to do, how to do it, when to do it, though sometimes we have to remind them of deadlines. We're really here to reach back and to help our presidents and the club leadership team make their clubs just as best as they can be, and to be the support. And as Naomi just said, we are the district, right? And so we want to make sure that we do all that we can, that the district is perceived as the group that supports our club leadership. And so as AG, your role on the district team is just really, really crucial. You are the link between the presidents and the clubs and with the district team, okay? You are the link, and you're the connection, and I really am going to rely on you a lot for that this upcoming year. So keep that in mind. and you are the main support person for your club. So when going through to next year, we're going to focus a lot on mentoring and supporting, not just with your clubs, but even among one another. And I can already see that synergy and energy with that group, and this is terrific. So use your experiences to help mentor and support each other, share ideas, and I'm really, really big on collaborating. And I hope we can all collaborate together on district initiatives, area initiatives, island initiatives, you know, club initiatives, whatever it might be. The more we can do to collaborate together, I think the better. And really the key to all this is just teamwork. And in talking about teamwork, I think what we're really looking at here is that the strength of any team is each individual member. So each one of you on our team. And the strength of each member is the team. And so I think really focusing on teamwork is going to be really key to our success. You know, in this pandemic environment, it's been a real challenge, but I think, as some of you have pointed out, there have been some real opportunities that this environment has presented to us, and now we've taken advantage of the digital platforms that we have access to. So it's going to be even more important. Although we hope to get back to in-person meetings soon, it's going to be really, really important that you are very familiar with how to use Rotary's online products, as well as becoming Zoom experts. Because, you know, no matter what happens in the future, we're probably, this world of the digital presence and the digital initiatives, that's not going to go away. Okay, so let's use that to get to know your clubs, whether it's in person or on Zoom. It's really important that you establish that relationship with your clubs. And I think as a former AG, and those of you who have served in AGs in the past, one of our key role is to get to know our clubs, right? It's not too early to start. Casually going to meetings, casually taking part in what they do. And then when you're invited, of course, join them for events and their activities and for their meetings. You know, as far as planning for your role, it's going to be really, really important that you attend the training sessions we have. Naomi and Benson have done an awesome job this past year of coming up with, what is it, 2,000 webinars at least that we've had, or at least it feels that way. So, you know, they've really been able to take advantage of this pandemic environment that we're in, and for Rotary, for our district, turn it around and just made all of these webinars and training sessions available to us. And so then I guess one of the things I ask of you as AGs is that you participate in these training sessions. You know, this year we're starting early with PE training, right? Our sessions are already starting up. We're having our third session actually with the PEs on Monday at 7 p.m. We hope you can join us. I think I CC'd you on the emails that we sent out to the president and sent you a copy of the agenda. So it's really important that if you can, to join them, to be there to support them, okay? Also, PETS is going to be coming up. You know, although we really hope PETS was going to be an in-person kind of thing, and we even made tentative plans that if travel were safe, that we were going to hopefully take our PEs to a neighbor island. We had our eye on going on Kauai. Right now, the travel conditions and with what's happening with COVID, it just doesn't look like it's going to be safe enough, even in March. So PETS is going to be virtual. Far West PETS is planning an awesome program this year. And we'll be sharing more information with you about that. And then we have our spring trainings, and the focus of that this year with our trainings is going to be, as it has in the past, helping our club presidents get their officers and their board members trained. So that's going to be the focus of spring. Naomi, did I get the word right? Is it spring training or spring assembly?
It's spring training assembly and fall seminars.
And fall, okay, I got to change fall. It's the seminar. Okay. And usually in the fall, you probably recall a lot of our focus in the fall is on membership and foundation and other topics as well in training. And then of course the conferences. Okay. So during PETS this year, even though it's going to be virtual, PETS is really the time, and our pre-PETS preparation that we're providing for our president-elects, this is really the time for you to have an opportunity to build your relationship with them. Okay, even in the president-elect's training seminars, we will have opportunities for you in breakout sessions to interact with them and to get to know them even better. Okay. So PETS, this is the key time when you as president-elects, when you as AGs will have that opportunity to meet with president-elects. And we've got some things planned for PETS this year in the virtual world that we'll be sharing more with you later, okay? So as you start thinking about it now, it's really important for AGs for you to be visible with your clubs. Okay, you don't have to be there to tell them what to do all the time, but just to be visible there so that they know that you are there to support them. So it's not too soon to even start club visits. I have just been attending club meetings just to kind of get to know different clubs and what they are about. And I think you can also feel free to do that. And Zoom gives us the opportunity to take more advantage of even doing that. So scheduling club visits for July 1st, as you know, I'm hoping that you will be visiting your clubs, joining me as I visit the clubs and meet with the clubs and start forming and establishing our relationships, not just with the presidents, but with the club leaderships as well. One of the things I want to also build upon next year that was started this year was, on the neighbor islands, we have the island resource teams. I'm hoping to build upon that concept and strengthen that relationship between the island resource teams and with you as AGs, because your role is you have a lot to do in helping support the initiatives that we have going on with the district. We want to have more opportunities to build the club leadership, to get them more engaged with what they do. And on the neighbor island level, I think it's really important that we embrace them so they definitely do feel a part of the district initiatives. Okay. So in preparation for next year, as we start planning our club visits, there is this checklist that I sent to you as an email attachment that you have with you. Let's see, I think you should have received that one probably this morning, but it just kind of gives you some ideas of things that you can do in preparation for your club visits. Okay, it's going to be really important that in getting to know your club, you establish a way that you're going to communicate with them, work with them on their goals and their achievements, and you're going to be the one that's going to be inputting information into Rotary Club Central on helping to review their progress and how they're meeting these goals. And that's going to be a key function of what you do. In order to get there, what Benson and I are trying to do now is make sure that the president-elects feel very comfortable in going into Rotary Club Central, inputting their goals, inputting their priorities, so that when it comes time to you to work with them, that they will be able to do that. It's not your job to input their goals for them, but it's certainly our job to help them feel comfortable so that they can do that. Okay. And then one of the other things that's going to be important, that you're familiar with Rotary initiatives, policies, and resources. One of the things that's really big that's going to be focused on in Far West PETS and the training, and that Rotary International is focusing on, is the new strategic priority initiatives. I call them new because really the RI developed a new strategic priorities. It was 2 years ago, yeah? And now the new strategic priority action plans are what is being focused on. It's going to be the focus of Far West PETS training, and it's going to be really important that you are familiar with these initiatives as well. Okay, and that's what Benson will be going on over later on today. And then I listed here, and you have copies of these that I sent to you electronically. RI has a manual of procedures. Oh, no, I did not send you that one. But just to make you aware that there is a manual of procedures that is used as a guide for clubs in the district. RI also has constitutional documents. And for those of you who may not be aware, there's actually a standard Rotary Club constitution that clubs can use as templates that's made available to us. There's a Rotary Code of Policies. And then what's very important for us at our district level, our District 5000 policy manual. This is the manual I attach to the email as a resource that you have. These are the policies that we operate under here in District 5000. And though you may not read it from cover to cover in one night, it's good for you to have that as a resource because that's the basis of how we operate. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, so in moving forward, in preparing for the role, another resource that I gave you as an attachment was the Assistant Governor Preparation Timeline. Basically what that is it covers the kinds of things, I just highlighted with you, but it put it in a timeline between now and June so that before the year starts, from January up until June, here are the kinds of things we could be doing, we should be doing, and a timeline and when we will be doing those together. And that's something that Benson and I will be working with you on as we go through the district trainings, okay? So especially for you, those of you who are new, if we take a look at your year as AG next year, and if we just take a look at it at a glance, okay? The beginning of the year, actually from now until the beginning of the year, it's going to be really important that you form collaborative and friendly relationship with your club leaders, presidents, leaders, the membership chairs, the committee chairs, and just develop that relationship with them, okay? For the beginning of the year, we need to start managing our club visits, come up with a communication plan with how you're going to communicate with your leader, just like we will be doing that with you as well. And I ask you to help me, please, as we plan the governor's visits to your club. Today, I don't know whether we'll be doing in-person visits. I hope that we will, but again, that will just have to depend on the conditions of the pandemic environment that we're in. They may be hybrid, they may be in person, but we'll just have to be flexible and adaptable as time goes on, okay? It's going to be important that you keep your clubs informed about what our priorities are as a district, and that you're really there to support them. Show your aloha, support them, help get them engaged with district initiatives, and really motivate them, okay? And I'm counting on you to work with me, with the district membership chair, to handle the membership leads that we get to help Rotary grow, because we're going to have a whole plan to grow Rotary this next year. And I think another major initiative is going to be the strategic action planning that we'll be doing. As Benson shares with you more about our strategic action plans, to take a look at how do we put those into place, okay? Many clubs have already started, but many clubs are still struggling with that, but that's something we're going to want to really focus on. And then on a monthly basis, I ask that you check in with your club presidents. You can do it as a group. When I was an AG, I would go out to dinner with my club presidents every month because I like to go eat and check out new restaurants. We would do that. That's just one option, and we can't do that easily in a pandemic environment, but do find a way to check in with your club presidents on at least on a monthly basis. Do it as a group, to form that teamwork even among your club presidents, as well as individually with them. And please keep me updated with the news that you have about all of the great things that your club is doing. We'll work with the Public Image Committee to come out with communications to really put out there all of the good projects and all the good work that that our clubs are doing, because that really is the foundation of what we are all about. On a quarterly basis, one of the things you'll be doing is you're going to be reviewing the club's progress toward how they are meeting their goals. Okay, that's going to be a real key thing for you. We don't want to make this a punitive kind of assessment, but just to help motivate them keep them on target with the club goals that they set up and how they are doing to reach their goals. Okay. And then of course, ongoing, reviewing our club progress, visiting clubs. I gave you a club visit planner that I referred to earlier that you can use as a checklist, rating clubs in Rotary Club Central, and also providing monthly club updates. Okay. So when it comes to the end of the year, the big thing is celebrating. We're going to be celebrating accomplishments. I think as you'll see this year, Naomi has some grand opportunities for us to have, provide awards to the clubs for the district. And this is something we will regularly do. I think one of the things we really want to focus on, let's recognize the strengths of each club. Let's celebrate their accomplishments so that the clubs feel good about what they are doing and feel proud of what they are doing. And so a lot of doing that is us helping to monitor them, not them, I'm sorry, but the progress they're making toward achieving their goals. And then when they achieve it, let's celebrate all of those achievements together. Now at the end of the year, you'll be providing suggestions to helping our clubs continue to make progress. You'll be helping your successor, if this is your third and final year as an AG, to helping your successor with the incoming AGs as to how to prepare them to working with your clubs as well. Okay. So as far as our goal, to get started, we have to have a destination. So our destination is really to be of assistance and support to our clubs. So to get there, here are just some things to remember. Try really hard to learn about your club's culture, their successes, their challenges, focus on those and help us as a district celebrate those. Build relationships with your clubs and establish that trust. We don't want to look like a top-down organization where we're there to tell the clubs what to do. We want to invert that pyramid so that we're getting information from the clubs as to what their needs are and what we as a district can do to help support them. Okay, so inverting that pyramid to be a very supportive group of AGs representing the district. And then working, of course, with the district teams to help our clubs be successful, especially in achieving their membership, their foundation goals. And then staying up to date with Rotary's initiatives, policies, and resources, which we will help you continue to do that. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I'm sorry, that was a lecture. I didn't mean for it to be such a lecture. I wanted to point out to you some of the resources that I have provided for you as attachments. You have a copy of the Lead Your District, the Rotary International publication for Assistant Governor, and that has an array of information in there that goes over responsibilities, resources that are available. And then also in the Learning Center, there's a whole series of Assistant Governor Basics. It's a learning curriculum that you can take part in. Here's an idea of the kinds of topics that are covered in there. And going over this list of topics, what I noticed is that the core courses that are available here are also available to the president-elects. The ones that are highlighted in yellow are the ones that are very specific to AGs. The one Get Ready Assistant Governor is what we're covering today. And so the other three, working with your district team, supporting your clubs, and maximizing governor visits, those are things that we will be covering in future district trainings with you. Okay.
Hey, Sandy, can I add some things?
Of course.
Thanks. Yeah, I've got to leave in a few minutes because I'm doing a webinar with the retired teachers sorority. They're going to help us with Dr. Seuss Day. So good partnerships
awesome.
to have. But I wanted to let everybody know that on the Far West Pets website, there is a planning calendar for presidents. So if the AGs can take a look at that, also it'll help them with some of the monthly things that the presidents can do. Not that they have to, but it's a good resource. Also on the DG visits, you might want to get that scheduled soon, because a lot of the clubs will schedule their speakers like 3 months in advance. And so it's a DG visit and a board meeting. And if you have that calendar where they can plug in things, I think that'll help with getting organized with those DG visits. So it's 2, and the AG should be at the meeting and introduce you and let the presidents know what the format is. Because, I've heard where people will schedule a DG visit and they already have a speaker. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's kind of important. I also wanted to let you know that when you talk about strategic planning, that's also the Vibrant Club concept. And there's a brochure that we gave all of the presidents this year, and it's online. But we will have a Vibrant Club workshop in March. So that will help with those priorities. Okay, and then if you're March 20. And if your AGs want to meet with their presidents and they want to use the Zoom, we need to talk about, having that Zoom available. Okay, and then for pets, if the if you have co-presidents, if all of them can attend as well, that would be great. It doesn't have to be just one person. Okay, so thank you very much for giving me some time. There's so much, and the pyramid actually is still a pyramid, but it's the president and the club at the top, and we're on the bottom to support that president, right? Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Naomi. Have a good meeting.
Thank you.
I think in the email that I sent you about the president's training, one of the attachments to that email is this calendar of training sessions. And so you have access to that, but let me know if you need me to resend that to you. Do you need me to resend that to you? Because what it does is it includes the president-elect's training, the one coming up on Monday, and then we're going to meet every 2 weeks. We're meeting Monday, again on the 25th, February 8th, and then pre-pets will be on February 20th, and then pets from March 3rd through the 5th. Okay, and then as Naomi mentioned, the Vibrant Club workshop is going to be on March 30th. But this just presents a calendar of the schedule of training sessions for the PEs. And if you could be there, that would be terrific to support your presidents. Okay, and then on the bottom of this, you can see they actually have homework assignments. So like that course module that I showed you for AGs, we've assigned that to the PE so that they go through all of the modules in the Learning Center, and those are the topics that we will be covering in each session. Okay. This is just out of the RI handbook you have a copy of. And so just in a nutshell, I just wanted to share with you what the expectations and the role for next year was. And our journey is now beginning together. And as many of you know, no task is too big when done together. And so I thank you. It means so much to have you on the AG team for next year. I hope this just kind of covers some of the expectations and roles, just to, especially for the new folks, to give you an idea of what you're going to be spending your time on. Yeah. And luckily you have a lot of experienced AGs here who can help support you in doing that. Huh? Any questions? Did I put you to sleep already? Not yet? Can I get you a cup of coffee?
No, that's my job to
That's
do
your
that. Put everybody to sleep here. So.
No. So I guess, Benson, I'm going to turn it over to you now so we can go into the strategic priority actions. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, I'll just mention it's 14-10 at halftime and Buffalo's up. So beyond that, okay. So I'm going to walk you through the strategic action, but let me just make a comment on all of those Rotary resources that you just saw. Okay, everything that you read, how to prepare your presidents, how to be a better AG, all of that. not one sentence in any of that stuff says, okay, then here's how to do it when you have a global pandemic. All right, so all of that's, all of the materials that Sandy went over are essential stuff that everybody needs to know. But the part that I'm going to talk about is how do we drill it down now to deal with the clubs in the current situation that they're in, okay? So let me share this with you guys right now. So if you're not taking notes or want to write something down, I want to share something with you that I've learned over the last year in dealing with all of the clubs, the AGs, everybody in our district, and actually at the zone level. All right, and because I'm one of these people that, you know, gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, supposedly to go to the restroom, but then when I come back, I can't sleep because something enters my head and I can't stop thinking about it. These are the things that come to me at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I wanna say a couple of phrases, and if you wanna jot them down, but if you're wondering, well, what is it that drives Benson Medina? I mean, what is he after? It's this, right? Is that continuity creates culture. Continuity creates culture. It's the process of doing the same thing over and over again. So if you look at the culture of your club, right, which is the way your club behaves, it is like that because you've built some sort of continuity as you're going along. Like there's old timers in our club, like we have guys that are 50 years as Rotarians, and they've done things a certain way, and they've created a certain culture in our club that is the culture of our club. And so what is your club's culture? Well, your culture dictates behavior. Whatever your club culture is, if they're a big time service club, if they're a club that writes a lot of big checks, okay, culture dictates behavior. So when you take a look at how your clubs operate, it's because they've determined a certain kind of culture, which is built on the things that they do, their habits, basically. And that is basically, that culture dictates behavior. And so why is behavior important? Because behavior dictates results. Behavior dictates results. So if your club president or your PE or your club trainer or anybody comes to you and said, well, hey, we'd like to get different results, it starts in, okay, we're going to follow that all the way back from results to behavior to culture, and it all goes back to continuity. So when Naomi asked me to be district trainer, I said I would do it, and I've told you guys this before, if I could do it for 5 years, because I felt like it would take that long to develop the continuity that it would take to change the culture of our district. And once we change the culture of our district, we're going to change the culture of our clubs and then the people that are in those clubs. And the main conduit to doing that, you guessed it, it's the assistant governors. That's the main conduit for doing that. Okay, so this document that you guys are seeing, a lot of you guys have already seen it, right? It's Rotary's vision statement, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities and in ourselves. Now, if you went into your clubs and got a little meeting of them and read that out to them and said, okay, again, who knows what that means? Everybody be looking around, who knows what that means? All right, and so what they did is that they created these 4 Rotary strategic priorities and objectives to help people define what this means. Together, we see a world where people, now I believe in that. I believe in that if we work together, we can create a world where we can make lasting change. I absolutely believe that in our communities and across the globe, and specifically within ourselves, but it starts within ourselves. Okay, so at the zone level, you know, they have all the district trainers, and excuse me, I get these allergy attacks sometimes, so if I have to like sniffle or blow my nose, I apologize in advance. Okay, so everybody on this call has already seen this, right? So you've seen these 4 things, okay? Increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, increase our ability to adapt. Now, like I said, if I just threw those out there and said, okay, hey guys, go back to your clubs and do this, you're like, okay, well, what does that mean? Now, I want to tell you that even at the zone level, when we meet with all the district trainers, I'm actually surprised that most of the district trainers couldn't spit this out or didn't have that on the top of their head, because this is the direction that Rotary is going. This is what Rotary has decided is going to be, you know, our little theorem on how we're going to not just grow Rotary, but strengthen it. And this thing is going to be around a long time. So this is going to be like kind of like the new sort of 4-way action plan for going forward. So it's really important that you not just know this stuff, I mean, know the words of it, but actually know how to integrate it in your club, because your club people have been asking for this. Those of you guys have already been doing it, and even within your club, they've been asking for this for the last year, right? So let's take this one, increase our impact. So in your clubs, they're asking, so how do we do service projects when we can't get together now because of COVID? How do we do that? Okay, and so what they're asking, they're saying, all right, how do we increase our impact? They're asking for that, right? And so when they say, okay, so how do we get new members? How do we expand our membership if we're not having in-person meetings, right? So what they're asking is, how do we expand our reach right here? How do we expand our reach? All right, so when the club presidents, when we have our meetings, excuse me, and they're saying, God, how do we engage with our membership on Zoom now when we can't see them? And what they're asking for is, how do we enhance participant engagement? They're asking for this, right? All right. And so when your club presidents come back to you and they say, well, how do we get our older members to participate in Zoom meetings? Because a lot of them don't even have a computer. How do we do that? They're asking, how do we increase our ability to adapt? They're asking for that, right? So it's really important that we understand these 4 things. And so I'm an alliteration guy, like I make up, you know, initials on things to how to remember it, right? So if you're trying to figure out a way how to remember this, so that if I ask you, okay, hey, what's Rotary strategic priorities, that you can just spit them out. Okay, let me tell you how I memorize these. Okay, so all of you are familiar with the television personality, Kelly Ripa. Now, she happens to be a really attractive woman, right? So, I mean, it's not hard for me to remember her, right? But if you take Ripa, R-I-P-A, so reach, impact, participation, adapt. So that's how I remember it. So when anybody says, hey, Benson, you know the Rotary's 4 strategic priorities? And I will admit, her picture comes into my mind. But I am able to spit them out now. Well, it's about increasing our reach. So, I mean, I know that takes it a little bit out of their order, but it's about expanding our reach, increasing our impact, enhancing our participant engagement, and increasing our ability to adapt. So that's like, I can remember that. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna stop sharing here, okay? So I'm gonna put us in the breakout rooms, 3 breakout rooms. So there are only gonna be like 3 or 4 of you in each group, all right? And I want you to think about those 4 areas, right? Reach, impact, participant engagement, and adaption. And I want you to get a recorder, somebody in your group, and think of as many different ways or questions that people at the club level will ask, because they want to know how to do this, all right? So when you're explaining it to your presidents and they say, so what does expand our reach mean? What does that mean? All right, now, when you go back to it, let me go back to it, okay? You can see that they list some things here, right? Eradicate polio, whatever, okay, which is super great. But what are your club members asking for? You know, what are the things that they've been challenged by? Because every single one of these people, they've asked questions that relate to that. Okay, hi Ted. Okay, so
Hi, sorry I'm so late. I had technical difficulties this morning.
hey, no problem. I mean, that's that's ability to adapt. So way to go, Ted.
Yeah.
Ted figured out a way to do that. So Ted, we're just about to go into breakout groups, and we're going to go over the 4 strategic plan pieces: reach, impact, participant engagement, and adaption. And we're going to talk about ways in which we can come up with ways that we can help our clubs in that, because people at the club level are going to say, well, what does that mean? And then so it might be, you know, developing hybrid meetings. It might be developing new ways in which to increase membership, right? It might be coming up with new ways to do fundraising, right? So we're going to be doing probably online meetings. My guess is probably for the whole, maybe next year. You know, maybe we'll get to some hybrid meetings, maybe towards the end of this calendar year, but we're going to be doing this for a while. So it's important that we kind of have this. So everybody clear about what we're doing? I'm going to give you, Sandy, you got a question.
Yeah, can I just interject something here?
Yes.
Benson is spot on. We're doing this for our clubs, but I also wanted to share with you, some of you weren't able to come to the meeting that Far West Pets invited you to. There was an AG meeting this past week. AGs this year are going to have a role facilitating sessions, facilitating discussions. And we can talk more about this later, but as you go into this, the key focus areas are these strategic action areas, okay? So you are going to have a leadership role, and not that you have to know everything about everything, but you'll be facilitating sessions with presidents from across the region on these topics. Yeah, so kind of keep that in the back of your mind as you're working with your with the other AGs here.
Okay, gang. So we're going to do about 15 minutes in the group. Then we're going to come back and we're going to sort of finish up our training session, just kind of talking about the ideas that we have come up with, and then how we can integrate them at the club level. Okay, great. All right, hang on. When you see your thing on, just go to your room, and we'll start from there. Thanks.
Stuck.
Okay, open all rooms. Here we go. Okay, everybody's going to start disappearing in a second, so sorry about that. Kathleen's still here. Marianne, do you want to go to a room? Marianne, okay, Sandy, you're going to go to a room too, or do you
Yeah,
want?
see if you can. I'm stuck. My screen is stuck. It's frozen. Can I get to a room?
Yeah, let me see if I can put you somewhere. Let's see.
This message, you cannot start screen share with the other, it's just stuck. It's frozen on my screen. And I can't get out of it. Weird.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. I got,
I wonder if my,
yeah, I know that you're stuck too. So let me.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can move you. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna.
You cannot.
No, I'm gonna move you down to room 2, and then I'm gonna move. How about that? Are you moved? Do you see a new thing on your thing? No.
No, I'm still stuck. Oh, now the settings screen came up. It's that darn Minihuni in my laptop. That's okay. I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait. Jerry, take a look at this. See if you can.
What is it?
This is weird. I'm frozen.
Huh?
I mean, I've got the Zoom screen,
Yeah.
but I can't do anything. I can't get out.
Yeah, Kathleen, looks like Kathleen's frozen too. She's not moving.
Go to the escape button. See what
So I don't want to go out of the meeting though.
happens.
But you know, it's okay. Sandy, why don't you try that? Try
then-
logging on and coming back at the meeting, because I still got the meeting. I mean,
Okay.
it's not gonna end if you leave. And then come back in, and then I'll put you back into your room.
Okay. Can I even do that?
Yeah, just put end. Yeah, down in the
Okay.
right-hand corner, there's a red button. If you,
Yeah,
that says end.
it won't even let me do that. Okay, so force quit. Can't even get up there. Okay. I can't leave. I can't. See what I mean? I'm stuck.
You gotta open up like to find your window to go to force.
No, see, it won't even let me do that.
Okay.
It's okay, Benson.
Yeah, that's okay. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna try something over here. Hang on.
This is weird.
Go to the Safari window, see if it lets you in the force.
I'm just gonna go on another computer. See if you can.
Let me see something.
My other computer.
Jerry, is there something up on the screen that says you've been invited to room 2? Does it say anything like that? No?
Nope. Oh, Jerry can't hear you. I've got the earbuds in.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Sorry.
That's why I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Where did Kathleen go? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try putting you back in room 2 here.
Okay, I'm gonna try to log in from another computer.
Okay.
Oh, Benson, were you able to do the poll? You know, with that checklist?
No, and you know why?
Okay.
The reason is that it only gives you 3 or 4 choices, and you had like 12 or 13.
20, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So it was quite a bit, but we can have them log into the chat, just answer the question again in the chat at the end if you want, because I'm gonna save the chat. Okay, so that
Okay.
we'll be able to see the chat and who says what in the chat. Okay, so you don't see anything on your screen that helps you to go to another room, huh? Okay.
No.
Yeah, no worries. I think we're good. Oh, okay, so I see you. I
Okay,
see
I'm
you
logging
coming.
in from another computer.
Yeah, okay, so I'm letting you in the room now.
This meeting is being recorded.
Wait.
Yeah, you gotta turn your mic off. Okay, so let
See,
me-
I'm frozen on the. I can't turn that mic off. Jerry, can you turn this mic off? Or get me out of here.
Okay, I'm trying to put you into a room now, in your other computer that you logged on.
I can't get out of here.
Let me see.
Shut me down. Oh, I can join from here.
Are you joining? Are you able to join?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you gotta do is you have to shut your original screen down. You gotta log out of the meeting.
To be engaged with my other Rotary members is liking a photo on Facebook or Instagram, because I am just so pooped. I don't want to like FaceTime with people anymore. But Jamie, like you said, looking forward to service projects, so exciting. And it is a great opportunity. And I think at my club, we did like 7 service projects in 1 month. And everyone would just like, we can only have 4 or 5 people, but it was great that the 4 or 5 people just kept changing every service project. How about continuing with the enhanced participant engagement? How do we offer new opportunities for personal and professional connections?
Good one.
Okay.
Have any of your clubs done something where they try?
Sandy, you have to log out of one of those computers. Because what's gonna happen is we're gonna get a feedback, right? I mean, once we bring everybody back into the loop. So I mean, it's okay now if you can mute one of them, either mute the one, your original one that you went on. Because what I'm getting now is there'll be feedback from both sides. So when I bring everybody back to the group, then you need to log off on your new one that you came in on, or the original. You need to log off on one of them.
Okay.
Okay. But you're okay. Okay. Okay, Sandy, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have every group kind of report on what their findings were, right?
Okay.
So, hey, man, welcome back to the group. Cool. All right, hey, so we ended up having 3 groups. And so, Jamie, what about your group? Let's start with
Okay, what was the question?
well, the question was, what happened in your group?
Oh, we did a lot of sharing. We focused a lot on participation.
Great.
And talked about, oh, Josh, he was awesome. He was
Yeah, Josh always has a lot to say. Yay, Josh, good.
Yeah, we came up with some ideas on how to enhance participation.
Okay, anything you want to share with the group?
Well, so with Mark's group, they do like breakout rooms during the meeting, and so that helps to kind of bring a little normalcy so where you can actually chat with each other versus just sitting there and watching the screen. And then also in our club, we do a share in the beginning. They call it Happy Dollars. You donate or not, but everyone says something about what's going on with their life now this week. And so it gets people to hear, you're not just watching and seeing like, say, Scott's face or Nestor's face. You're actually hearing what they're going through. If good things, not so good things. Yeah.
Okay. All right, awesome. Marika, what happened in your group?
Okay, so Marianne, shared the information about the Polio Plus Society, which she will share with us later, about contributing, pledging $100 a year until the polio is eradicated, and then I think that's a great way for members to really be aware of the impacts that we have, that the Rotary member, each member has. So, and also how the polio effort is related to the COVID management. So, and then we talked, it was just Scott, myself, and Marianne, 3 of us.
Yeah.
So we talked about how these 4 strategic action plan can be integrated at a club level. And we thought one way to maybe to use it in the club visioning meetings, maybe in May, June, before the new year starts. And these 4 areas may be a good guideline to kind of, discuss different subjects, because all these efforts will probably fall into these 4 categories, 4 action plans, membership, whatever. So we talked more about how to conduct the club visioning meeting in spring, and then also not only at the club, just individual club level, but we may be able to do it at the at different AG club, collective club meetings, or monthly meeting of the presidents, for instance, on Maui. We may be able to do something similar. At least we can share the information from these discussions at the club visioning meeting around these 4 strategic action plan. And then I decided to use this, to remember this 4 action plan. I decided to use REIA. REI is my favorite outdoor shopping. And so I just add A at the end. So REI, A.
Whatever it takes to remember, man. Everybody make up their own alliteration. That's great. Awesome. Okay, anybody from Mariko's group want to chime in? You want to add anything onto that? So was Mariko, Scott, and who else was in your group? Arlene?
I'll just dovetail on that real quick, Benson. I think Mariko's hit on everything on all cylinders there. And as far as the impact goes, I know that there's probably some people, as Marianne had mentioned, that say, well, what is this Polio Plus? Why are we donating to this? What is polio? And I think it's a great goal. And as she said, it's not a lifetime commitment per se, because hopefully we'll have that eradicated here in the next maybe 5 or 10 years or so.
Cool. Yeah, it's a great program. So hope everybody can get in that. Arlene, what happened in your group?
We did a lot of sharing, and it was good to hear what the various AGs that are in place, what they're experiencing. What Nosterio and I are going to learn is how to work with our clubs and help them through what struggles they're working with. So, and please, anybody in my group, if you want to jump in, if I missed anything.
Okay, anybody else want to chime in here? Okay, so a couple things I want to kind of clue you guys in on. First is that one of the sort of new dimensions that we're going to be adding this year is board training. Because although every club has a board, we have never, as a district, and I'm not even sure if Rotary International as an international group, has really focused much on board of directors training. And so the reason we're focusing in on this is one of the ways in which we see our clubs either getting stronger or getting weaker is the cohesiveness of the board. And so every club, and if you envision your own club right now, has a core group of people that support the club, that will, keep it together, reach out to other members, keep the club moving. And it's that core group, it's typically the board. So we're going to be focusing on board training. There's actually on February 13th, we're going to have a training dedicated to all board members. So we expect probably, everybody sends a person or two from the club, and we could have a pretty big group there. I think you guys are hitting on some of the big things that people have started to bring forward since we've been in sort of this new abnormal. And one of the things that I'm learning as a trainer about teaching or working with adults, couple things, right? Adults only want to learn what they want to learn. Okay, adults want to be looked at as peers and not as teacher-student situation where I'm the teacher and you're the student. So remember that one. And then the other thing is that adults want to participate. So if you're working with your club presidents and they want to know how to engage, if you can give them those 3 facts, and I'll send those out to you, so that we're going to be talking more as the year goes on about working with adults and educating adults and interacting with them. And all of those things that you guys talked about will help. So we got a few more minutes, so I'm going to turn it over back to Sandy. Sandy, if you have any other stuff that you want to follow up on, that's what I have today.
Yeah, just a few little housekeeping items here. Are all of you comfortable in going to My Rotary? No, let me ask that a different way. There are actually sessions that we're having, like with the PEs that I've been having to help them log into My Rotary, so that you can access your reports, you can access the Learning Center. If any of you would like some support to do that, let me know. Benson and I are happy to work with you on that, because I've been working with the presidents on that. The reason this is so important, the Learning Center this year is going to be really, really key for our PE training. You as AGs need to be familiar with it so that you can help them. So let me know if that's something you need more support on. Okay. There is also in the Learning Center, there is an area that's called Assistant Governor Basics. It's a whole series of courses. As I mentioned earlier, though, a lot of those courses are similar to what the PEs are going through. So if you go through the PE trainings with the PEs, you will get most of them, except for maybe 3 course module sessions that we can work with you on at another point in time. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Sorry, this was kind of one of those, let's unload a whole bunch of information today session to get us going. Do you have any questions?
I do. On the spring training assembly, we have that's what, middle of March? I can't remember the calendar. And this is, again, is going to be a virtual one? Yes?
Correct,
This-
yeah.
The spring
So what
training,
Yeah.
Right. So like we did so last fall, we ended up doing the fall assemblies or the fall seminars individually by weekend, right? We didn't have one big thing. We ended up doing it across a bunch of weekends. Is that similar for the spring? Or are we going to do one full weekend type of deal?
It'll be actually several over 3 different weekends, kind of like how we did it last fall. And so in the training schedule that we sent them out, I think we start at the end of March and go 2 weekends into April. And so what it'll be every weekend we'll have 2 separate tracks of different things. And there's actually a whole list of stuff that we have to put out there. There'll be your standard, membership, public image, foundation, youth services stuff, but then there'll be more things that we'll kind of offer this year. One of the things that we're learning is, and we're going to cover this in our board training, is to work with interpersonal issues that are happening within your club members, because you guys know you're on the front line of it. Sometimes you have clubs that they want to make their own rules, they want to kind of go their own way. They don't get along with each other. You have 2 warring factions fighting back and forth with each other. So all of those kinds of things we're going to try to address. So that's a long answer to your question, Doug. It's 3 weekends, starting at the end of March and going. We're skipping Easter weekend, which is the first weekend of April, and then we're going the next 2 weekends after that.
I'm going to resend the calendar that we sent out to the PEs. I'll resend that to you folks. I have a question to you folks. I would be really interested in getting your feedback on what you thought, or even what your presidents thought about the trainings that went on this year. Benson and Naomi worked really hard on those, but I need your input on what went well, what could be done differently, and maybe what we need to totally bag.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But to get that kind of feedback from you folks would be really, really helpful.
One quick question. What is this Island Assemblies Avenue of Service on the 1st of May?
I am not sure what that is, but
Marika, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at.
Marika, you got muted.
I'm looking at the PE training calendar.
Island Resources.
Island Assemblies on the 1st of May on Saturday, it says.
The training assemblies? Okay. Translation. If the world were ideal and we could meet in person, what I would like to do, I would like to gather the island teams together on the island assembly days. Okay, but we've got to be flexible. If that's not going to happen, then it's just going to everything will be electronic. If conditions get better and if it's safe to travel inter-island, ideally what I would like, one of those training assembly days that we can gather the folks on Maui together, meet in person, if possible. Okay, we can still go through the training online on Zoom, but then we get together with the island resource team leaders.
Okay, got
Is
it.
that okay?
Got it, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, it seems like.
And just one more, sorry.
Okay.
Are we likely to have the district conference?
We're hoping to have the in-person district conference. Again, it's like one of the 4 action plan pillars. We just got to be flexible and adaptable. The plans right now are to have it in person, maybe combination hybrid. We are just going to have to see. And then in January, we will be notified from RI whether Taipei, the convention is going to happen in person. So there's a lot of things that are just still really up in the air. So we're just trying to have these plan A's and plan B's.
Given that it's going to be in Hilo, let me just make this comment. I think that we'll have to figure out when we have to make that decision by, right? Because people are going to have to make arrangements if in fact it is going to be held. And part of whether it's going to be held or not is going to be based on factors outside of our control, such as how quickly vaccines get done and how efficacious they are and all those things. So, you know, we're in January. We know that there's stuff that's working. The conference committee, of course, continues to do its work in preparation for a live conference. But your point's well taken. And I think as part of our planning, we're going to have to just figure what's a go, no go date that we have to, you know, that we have to make that decision so that people can be making their individual plans.
So Doug, isn't it also a kind of a county decision whether they're going to allow gatherings of more than 5 or 10 people? I mean,
I think that the state will pull that back, if you're asking me. Yes, the counties can make decisions on gatherings, but they have to actually, the rules have to go to the governor for approval. So it's all, so these are suggestions by the mayors. The governor has the authority that actually makes that decision.
Okay, thanks, Doug. Okay, go ahead, Sandy. We're at our time right now.
This is going to come up at the president-elect's training on Monday, but I wanted to let you folks know first. You know, at Far West Pets, they're dedicating Saturday night the Far West Pets to an Aloha Hawaii. As you may or may not know, Randy has decided, well, it's been decided that Pets is going to move from Far West Pets that we have been with for decades to Southwest Pets during his year. Far West Pets wants to dedicate Saturday night for us. They love us. They do not want us to leave. So, but it's going to be on us. It's going to be on us to put on a major program for Saturday night. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. We're already starting on things. We're going to need help and support, but we're still going to have our hospitality suite. It's just going to be virtual. Yeah. So it'll be fun. It'll be
we don't have to worry because we have Josh.
Yeah,
that's our secret weapon. We're going to roll Josh out.
Yeah, there we go.
Josh. Yeah.
Anyway. Thank you, everyone. Any other last minute questions?
Good.
Thank you for your time and thank you for your patience in sitting through this information. We'll see you hopefully Monday night.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thank you.